Hey guys, Cameron with CPM Reviews here, and I'm here to review, or recap rather, the latest episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is an exclusive show on Disney Plus, and I will be spoiling major plot points from the latest episode, which was episode 3 in the series. If you have not watched this episode, but you don't want to be spoiled, put a pin in this, watch later, come back to it. I will be more than happy to go with the points after you are well versed in it. But until then, stay away if you don't want to be spoiled. But I'm going to be hitting all the major plot points, the things that I really grabbed from this, and we're about to get started right now. We're about to hop into this, but thank you so much for clicking on the video. It means a whole lot to me. Click that like and subscribe button, especially if you haven't subscribed. We're going to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. You guys are going to make it happen, but it only works if you click that little red button. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and if you want to know as soon as I put out anything, hit that notification bell. You'll know as soon as anything comes out. So this is right on the heels of episode 2. They said that we have to figure out what's going on with the super soldier serum because they met an ex-super soldier, plus they met a whole bunch of new super soldiers, and this is one of those things where if the cat gets out of the box, it's never going back. So they're trying to get it contained for the sake of humanity. So they decide that the one person who has all of Hydra's secrets, who might know where the super soldier serum came from, would be Zemo. So they go to Berlin where he is imprisoned and they do a jailbreak. Now, I'll be honest, like for the first part of this, I'm not really a big fan of the episode because, you know, does Zemo have all these answers? Sure. Did they need to let him out to get these answers? I'm pretty sure that there was a better way of doing it besides letting him out. I mean, here's the thing about it. In this episode, Zemo here is in control of pretty much everything that's going on. And, you know, here's the thing. I don't hate the fact that he's in control, but he shouldn't be. Quite honestly, you know, Sam and Bucky should have a lid on everything. They should be making all the talking points. And whenever he first breaks out, they're like, you know, this is our show. You're going to do what we say. If you do anything otherwise, we will kill you, essentially. And of course, he agrees to this, which of course a bad guy would agree to this, right? But they said, well, we've got to figure this out. We need to go to Madripoor, which is kind of like this haven of underbelly and the underworld and this, that, and the other. He says he's got a connection to Madripoor by the name of Selby. So they go to this club that everybody's there, and here's another part. Like, he has everybody playing these roles, and so Bucky has to play the role of the Winter Soldier as if nothing's changed. And then Sam has to play the role of a character named Smiling Tiger. And Sam's like, man, that's a real dumb name. And I'm like, is it really that bad? So Zemo and Winter Soldier, Sam and Bucky, they go to this club, and Winter Soldier has to play the role. So he beats up a whole bunch of characters, and they meet Selby, and things don't go well. And Selby gets killed, and now there's a bounty on Zemo, Sam, and Bucky's head. And who is it that gets them out of the jam? None other than Agent 13 herself, Sharon Carter. Sharon Carter is back in the MCU ever since her hiatus from Captain America: Civil War. And she's kind of like on the run from the government. The government has pretty much said she's not welcome in the States. And so she decides to help Sam and Bucky under the agreement that Sam will help her get her name cleared if she helps them meet with either the power broker or figure out where the super soldier serum is coming from. So Uh, she decides to figure out what she can find, and lo and behold, uh, they find the secret, super secret laboratory where all of the serum is being created. And they find this Dr. Nagel, who is working for the power broker. He wasn't originally before the blip, but he got turned into ash, and then when he came back, the power broker, whoever this is willing to fund his research. And he created 20 vials of super soldier serum, and all 20, according to him, got stolen by Kylie, who is the curly-haired girl that we've seen in all the other episodes. And unfortunately, that's all that we know, because Zemo, even though he's supposed to be in, being not necessarily held captive, but he's supposed to be answering to Sam and Bucky, pulls a gun, shoots Nagel. Now Nagel's dead, and so we can't get any more information from him. So they have to leave because the bounty's still active. Fortunately, Sharon Carter is awesome, and she was able to hold off pretty much all the bounty hunters, but then they get into a pinch, and Zemo pulls on that mask, and all of a sudden he becomes Rambo. So I'm thinking that mask is not just symbolic, like maybe it gives him extra sensory powers. Maybe he's able to fight better, maybe he has better accuracy. It heightens something, and maybe because of that mask, he knows the intoxication that powers give a person, and because he knows that, that's why he doesn't want superpowers active in the world. So they leave there to go. I'm trying to think. I think it was where they last heard that Kylie was. So they head in that direction on Zemo's private plane because he's a Baron Zemo, right? And so then they land, and they're about to go into this one place, and Bucky's like, you guys go, I'm gonna go take a walk. And Sam's like, you good? And he's like, yeah, I'm good. So they head down to, Sam turns around and he picks up this bead off the ground, and I'm like, why does that look familiar? And so he keeps walking, and he finds another one that's kind of like on a groove in a wall, and I'm like, there's another one. What is this? And he goes out and he's like, I know you're here. And I'm like, okay, so who is this reveal? And then when he turns around, it's freaking the Dora Milaje. They're here for Zemo because Zemo is the reason that King T'Chaka was killed. The Wakanda does not forget, and they seldom forgive. And so when they found out that the person who's responsible for killing King T'Chaka has been released, they're out to get him. So I'll be honest, the first part of this episode I didn't really care for. It seemed very sloppy and almost as if what's the best word for it? They were trying to further the story, but it wasn't as tight knit as I wanted it to be. But then, as we go on towards the end of this, I understand that they're trying to get somewhere with it, and that the introduction of the Dora Milaje in this story is super important. So, this is not my favorite episode in this series. Episode 2 is still, I think, my favorite. This one was kind of like a way to progress the story, but it's not terrible. I'm glad to see Sharon Carter again. And we don't know who the power broker is. I have an assumption who the power broker could be, but I don't like making those assumptions because they're always wrong. But who do you think the power broker is? I won't call you out if you make an assumption and it's wrong. Put down who you think the power broker is in the comment section down below. But that's going to be my recap for this. Like I said, not my favorite, but it is heading in a particular direction, and I think it's going to be explosive in the end, in a very super soldier type of way. So that's my recap of episode 3 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel and share this with your friends. As always, this is Cameron with CBM Reviews. We'll see you next time.